Life began in the ultimate safety net, the ocean. Here, water bathes every cell, sunlight is gently filtered, and everything floats weightlessly. About 500 million years ago, simple green algae, the ancient ancestors of modern plants, began to drift toward the edges of this comfortable aquatic world. The dry land waiting for them was a barren, rocky landscape, baked by raw ultraviolet radiation from the sun, with no soil in sight. Surviving on shore required these fragile organisms to build entirely new biological tools from scratch. Moving on to dry land required an organism to build its own protective environment. It was a biological moon landing, demanding a complete evolutionary spacesuit. The most immediate threat on land is the air itself. Exposed to the atmosphere, a wet cell will quickly evaporate into a dry, brittle husk. The solution was a microscopic, waterproof raincoat called the cuticle. This waxy layer seals the outside of the plant, trapping all its precious moisture safely inside. But sealing a plant inside a waterproof bag creates a new problem. Plants need to pull carbon dioxide from the air to make their food. With the raincoat zipped tight, they can't breathe. To fix this, plants developed stomata, tiny adjustable mouths on the leaf surface. When the plant needs carbon dioxide, pores open to let gas in, but this lets precious water escape, so the plant quickly seals it shut. Mastering this razor-thin balancing act between suffocating and dehydrating allowed life to finally take its first steps outside the ocean. Once a plant can breathe and stay hydrated, it faces the problem of gravity. Water naturally holds things up, but in the open air, early plants were stuck as flat mats creeping along the ground. To reach the sunlight, they had to stand up. Growing taller meant fighting gravity, which required the invention of internal plumbing, known as vascular tissue. These rigid, pipe-like tubes act as a skeleton to hold the plant up, while simultaneously pulling water up from the dirt and pushing synthesized food down to the base. But a plant that can stand tall still faces one final hurdle. In the ocean, sperm simply swam through the water to reproduce. On dry land, there is no water to swim through. The answer was the airborne pod. As you can see in this microscope image, plants developed spores. They are coated in a highly textured, durable, waxy material designed to safely ride the wind without drying out. This cross-section image shows another crucial strategy. Early land plants stopped casting their young into the open. Instead, they held onto the embryo, nourishing it safely inside maternal tissue at this connection point. By combining built-in plumbing to grow tall with armored wind-blown pods for reproduction, plants finally broke their tether to the water's edge and marched across the continents. Over millions of years, these microscopic tools allowed for massive structural changes in the natural world. This illustration shows some of the very first successful vascular plants, like the one on the left called Cooksonia. They looked entirely alien, just simple leafless stalks with no true roots, but they possessed all the essential survival gear hidden inside. From those tiny, naked stalks, life rapidly diversified. They evolved into larger ferns, eventually exploding into towering prehistoric forests. This thick blanket of terrestrial plant life pumped enormous amounts of oxygen into the atmosphere, laying the groundwork for animals to finally leave the water and join them on land. When you look at the incredible variety of plant life on Earth today, from simple lawn grass to a towering redwood tree, their underlying survival blueprint remains unchanged. Every single decorative houseplant in your living room is still actively using the waterproof coats, the microscopic breathing mouths, and the internal plumbing invented by those ancient ancestors. Looking at this image of a lush modern forest, we are witnessing the unbroken legacy of Earth's ultimate survivalists, organisms still wearing the spacesuits that conquered an alien rock.